What is up, everyone? Welcome to the 20 Podcast, brought to you by Beatsource. I'm your host, DJ Spider.
DJ Spider!
Yes, I am so excited to be back here with you guys. It is our first episode of 2023. We took a little break because I had probably one of the craziest Januaries of my life. Thank God. But I really want to tell you guys about it. Let me know, would you guys want me to have some kind of segment where I just recap my gigs? Because I have so many insane stories just from the past 3 to 4 weeks that I would love to share with you guys. But I don't get to share it, because I'm respecting our guest. I'm talking about that, but I don't know if this would be interesting for you guys. So write me and let me know what you think. I was doing so many different types of gigs. So I'm going to put out a lot of these recordings and happy to discuss them with you guys. Also, check out for my upcoming gigs, my website, DJspider.com, DEJCYSPIDER.com, or Instagram at DJspider, DJSPIDER. I'm at Floor Room in Los Angeles every week, pretty much. I'm in Vegas every month at Tao and Marquee, and doing tons of one-offs, private events, different nightclubs around the country. So keep in touch, come out, and come say hi. Okay, and thank you guys for digitally saying hi to me and always writing me nice messages and talking about the podcast and supporting. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and a thumbs up on YouTube. Thank you so much, giving me fuel to keep doing this. And write me on Instagram, like I said, at DJ Spider. And yes, we're all part of the same team. I love seeing you guys shine. I love hearing your guys' stories. And as I travel more and more and get to talk to you guys, it's really cool to see how many people listen all around the world. All right. Without further ado, baby, let's get into today's guest. He is one of the most sought-after DJs and in-demand DJs in London. He's playing all the hottest clubs there and worldwide. So not only these amazing, huge clubs in London, he's done Hakkasan in Vegas, Poppy in LA, One Oak in New York, Wall in Miami, places in Dubai, so much more. Check his website. He's done official collaborations with Wu-Tang Clan and Kendrick Lamar. Yes, you heard that right. He's very focused on music production at this point. You know, he's killed it in the DJ world and he continues to, but he's focused on music production, working with his own artist, Young Dave, which we talk about in London. And you will learn more about this Kendrick Lamar story and connection and Wu-Tang. It's really incredible. He also is really big in the private event scene, doing private parties from everyone from Formula One's Lewis Hamilton to Leonardo DiCaprio and big brands like Coca-Cola, Gucci, Ciroc, all that stuff. He's basically killing it, and you guys will be able to learn a lot from him. He's been doing this for a long time, so he has a lot of really important and powerful advice that I think up-and-coming DJs or DJs that are maybe a little bit lost, or any DJ, could learn from. I feel like we're all here to learn from each other. I constantly am learning from other DJs, and I know I've been doing this for a while. So hopefully this helps you guys in your brands and careers and in your life and anything. So I'm so excited for you guys to listen to the interview and check out the conversation. Please welcome to the show, DJ Fricktion. It's the 20 Podcast 2023. We are here in Beverly Hills. It's the LA UK Connect. Please make some noise for DJ Fricktion in the house. Oh, yes. Oh, put your hands up.
It's going crazy in here, you know?
It's going crazy. Look at those people. They're pointing at us. Okay. What's up, Beverly Hills? Yo, so you are here. You made the long journey that you know so well. I know you come here all the time, so it's not like your first time, but you've come all the way here. But I'm so glad we got to connect in LA. And then about 6 months ago, we connected in London, where I got to play with you at a really dope nightclub in a really crazy area.
That was my birthday as well.
On your birthday, yes. So thank you so much for having me. So yeah, last time I saw you was some middle of the night kind of. Yeah. I think I drank a bit, and
that was such a good vibe though, bro. That night, that was crazy.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's the name of the club?
Lux.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, we played at Lux together. Definitely had to get my quick mixing hip hop on. Yeah. I mean, people's attention spans were short, but it was fun. Short, you had your artist Young Dave in there performing, which was super cool, for me. You know what I mean? Because it was very UK. I felt like, you know, and I'm like, I'm DJing
You
for this
nailed
dude.
it though, bro. Like for real. Everyone was
Thank
like,
you.
yo, this DJ's crazy. I was like, well, that's why I asked him to play. So, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity and just, you know,
You're
showing
welcome,
love.
man. Likewise, bro.
So, yeah. So, got to have you on here so we can tell anybody that may not know. I know you know everybody, but some people that may not know, you know, and we can dig deep into everything, you know, how you started, what you're doing now, what you're doing in the future. So, yes, first off, just welcome to LA. And
you, bro.
how long have you been here? Just a couple days?
Couple days, yeah.
Okay.
I've got like another 10 days left. So.
Okay. So, yeah,
Making
you
the
might
most of
stay
it,
during
you know.
the Grammys or like in a
Hopefully.
week or so. So, that would be dope if you could stay.
Yeah, hopefully.
And you've just been kind of working on music and stuff since you got here?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Other than, you know, being here today, like the last 2 days, it's mainly music production based stuff. So
Dope.
sessions, working with other producers as well, meetings. So
Great.
yeah, that's been like the main focus so far.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, we'll get into that. I want to hear about all the stuff that you're doing and you're working on. And then we got to let everyone know all the crazy stuff you've done in the past with, you know, everybody, Wu-Tang, Kendrick Lamar, all that cool stuff. You know, I've known you for a while and I know your history and I know you do so many clubs literally around the world. Like I've looked at some of your calendars. Even I remember you posting them pre-pandemic and you would be like going from all these top clubs in London to like private events in Rome. And then you'd be like at Hakkasan Vegas and, you know, One Oak, New York, and then Poppy, LA, and Park in San Diego, and basically all the top clubs in all those markets. So you know how to handle it. And then in London, like just that one club we did together is like one of the best places, and you were telling me about all the other ones you do. It's crazy. They're all crammed into like a 1 block radius.
You can walk like pretty much to all the clubs.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's pretty much like 5 miles.
Do you have any like favorite clubs out of like kind of the worldwide, not even just a London thing, but out of some of those ones I named, or, you know?
Bro, you know when I played at Hakkasan in Vegas?
It's such a dope room.
That was Ling Ling, I think.
Oh, okay.
I was opening for Lil Jon.
Oh, okay.
That was a crazy night, bro. I really enjoyed that. I liked...
What was it like?
Bro, it's such a good, like, feel-good experience.
Yeah.
You know? And I was playing music that I wouldn't generally play in London as well. Naturally.
Right.
So that was amazing, bro. Also, I enjoyed playing at Wall in Miami as well.
Oh, yeah. Wall, so much fun. I used to play there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a small room, but just great energy.
Yeah, good
like the
vibes.
owners are super cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah, man. So yeah, there's been a few spots, bro. Like LA, I know pretty well. Like I played at a lot of venues in LA as well.
Right.
So
Yeah, you've done a lot of the H-Wood group places.
Bootsy's cool.
Right.
So, exactly.
Yeah, Bootsy's super dope.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Well, now that you're back, when's the last time you were here? A few years ago?
No, like a year ago.
Oh,
I was in Miami like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
And then like 4 months or 5 months prior to that, I was in Los
Got
Angeles. Yeah. So I'll try and come as much as possible, you know?
Right, you're here a lot, like more than most other DJs from other places or the UK or...
Yeah, this is like my second home.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is that? How did that start?
I think it's because, like, you know, when I was growing up, I was a big fan of West Coast rap. I'm a massive fan of Dr. Dre.
Okay, I see your shirt. He's wearing a Tupac shirt
Pac,
for anybody listening.
Pac. Yeah, you know, Snoop, all that West Coast rap. And so for me, somewhere in my head, I was like, yo, maybe I'll get to meet them one day, come over to, obviously not Pac, but, you know, Snoop and Dre, those guys.
Of course.
And and it just got to a point where I naturally began to meet DJs and go into different venues and, you know, because I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And so I just keep on coming here, like 4 or 5 times a year, even like 6 times a year sometimes. And so, and it just became a thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you have connections here. We were just talking before we started about your friend Mams, who was like your manager for a while, or
Mams was managing me. But we got friendship outside of that.
Right,
you know?
of course.
So that's another reason for me to come to LA. Like I met Mams very, very early on in my career.
Right.
And when he was rapping as well. And so, which he's not doing anymore, thankfully.
Right. I know. I was saying it's such a weird small world, like connection thing that like I used to play every Wednesday night at this club called Area.
Yeah.
Which I think now is like Nightingale or something. And Mams would come in every single Wednesday and like asked me to play something on a burned CD, and I was like, "What is this?" And he would give me money, probably like $500 or some, good amount of money to play.
He was that guy, bro.
And I remember the first time, I'm like, "There's no way this guy's telling the truth," because he was like, "Yo, I got a song with Snoop Dogg," or I forget what it was. It was like some
girl got a girlfriend.
Is that with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, it was legit. I was at the video shoot.
So he really had a song with Snoop Dogg. And I'm like, wait, what? So I play it. I'm like, this is crazy. And it wasn't bad. Like, it sounded great. The production was top notch, like mastered good. And then he'd come in the next week. I got a song with Tiesto, I remember. And I was like, what? And I played it. And then he's like, I got a song with
Robbie Williams he had as well.
Robbie and Dave Navarro. I remember one week. He's like, I got Dave Navarro playing on guitar on here. I'm like, who is this guy? That went on for, months or I don't know how long. And then kind of, I don't know if he stopped coming or I stopped playing there, but I never saw him again for a long time. And then I met you, and we kind of were friends online, or maybe we had met through you. I don't know what it was, one way or another. Man. Me either.
We was like following each other for a long time.
Right, and then you're like, I'm coming to LA, and then you're like, I'm going to my manager's house, and I remember we ate food, went to like Lemonade or something. Yeah.
Bro, you put me onto Lemonade. That spot, the mashed potato in that place.
Yes.
Oh my God.
If anyone comes, I'll take you to Lemonade.
I think at that time, because I was DJing at a venue in London, which was regularly booking American DJs, Libertine by China White.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I was regularly playing there, and they were like, yo, we're trying to bring in some American DJs once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, they brought some great DJs through, and I was like, yo, I know some great DJs too. So I mentioned you. I mentioned, I think, Five and Eric and those guys. And so,
dope.
I think that's where it came from, essentially.
Totally. Yeah, I think we connected. And then you're like, I'm in LA. We end up going to lunch, and we go to Mam's house. And I'm like,
I took you to Mam's house?
Yeah, you took me to his house.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. And that's why when I came in, I was like, wait, you're the guy. Like, I was like, this is so weird. Like, my mind was blown.
I don't remember taking you to
it was in the valley. Like,
Studio City, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Because it was right by Lemonade, I think. And we went over there. And that's when I reconnected with Mams and realized the whole connection. It was just so weird.
It was a real thing, man. I mean, I've known Mams for like almost 20 years now.
Wow.
So that's how long I've been coming to Los Angeles. Like, so, and that's another reason why I'd come so much, because me and him were close friends and working together as well. So
yeah, dope. Yeah, you guys still doing stuff together?
Yeah, like even after all these years, like his career's changed somewhat because he's not rapping anymore.
Okay,
but he's pretty big in management now. He's managing KSI, who's a global star, if you want to call him that. He's got his drink out, Prime, which is massive with Logan Paul. He's doing the boxing, he's doing the YouTuber stuff. He's got an album that went to #1 in the UK.
Wow.
So, and he's just had a documentary out on Amazon Prime.
Oh, wow.
About he's alive pretty much. So Mams manages him, which is huge. Incredible.
Sounds like a lot of work just to manage him.
Yeah, I think it is. The guy's constantly just on the go. But yeah, we still work together because, I still do little bits here and there. For him.
Crazy. Yeah. Well, shout to Mams.
Yeah, shout to Mams Taylor. Mams
Taylor out there.
And shout to Abs as well, of course.
Yes. Abs, what up? That's so dope. Such a crazy connection. Well, so, speaking about the London nightlife stuff, what's it like out there? For people that haven't been, I got to go experience it, and I could kind of relate it to different cities in different ways. It's definitely its own thing. It had elements of New York stuff, elements of LA, I guess, but it's its own thing. Well, how would you describe kind of the bottle service side of the London nightlife, I guess?
I get it's that's the dynamic in which that those clubs work.
Right.
That's where those clubs thrive in terms financially, in terms of exclusivity, celebrity, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I totally get it. I think, so are you saying that in terms of my creativity as a DJ or?
No, but that is very interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah, because watching you DJ, I definitely even learned a lot from seeing you play for like 30 minutes out there. I was like, okay, he has like a certain style for this kind of crowd. And the dance floor doesn't seem as important as the tables.
Yeah.
In a way.
I guess you could probably understand that though, because a lot of clubs out here.
Same. I'm doing a play Saturday night here that doesn't have a dance floor. You know what I mean? And you have to have a table to even be there. Yeah. Right. No bar.
I mean, they got a really small like dispense, but they don't have a bar that, hey, go get your drinks from here. It's usually you got your bottle service and You know, you're being served like in a restaurant. So
right.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, to answer your question, bro, like I do very much enjoy playing at those clubs. 'Cause you know, there's certain benefits of playing in those clubs because you get to be associated to certain, I guess, markets, if you want to call it that. Creativity wise, I kind of feel like you don't have as much room to be as creative with certain songs, I feel. You know, like me being me, I would love to drop like an album filler by Snoop from Doggy Star.
Right.
Knowing I can't because it's full of 18-year-olds that are flicking on TikTok, right? Now, that's not to take away from those guys because they're still part of the atmosphere and the energy in the club, which is dancing and shit.
Yeah, of course.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, whereas there's maybe more underground events where, you know, I can drop something like that and get a crazy reaction from it. So, you know, it's kind of like a polar opposite of feeling as a DJ. So,
what about like other aspects of London nightlife or you know, the club culture? Like, I noticed just in my short time that there's so many different things. You know what I mean? You'll have a raves and drum and bass things, and you'll have an Afrobeats night, and then the bottle service things, and it just seems scattered around, but there's so much going on, I guess.
Bro, there's festivals, there's like huge warehouses with crazy events happening there, and those are the ones where people are really going nuts to like the DJ and his selection. You got, like the boiler room stuff happening. You got the bottle service stuff. There's so many different like varieties. I try my best to ensure that wherever I'm DJing, it's on brand with what I'm trying to achieve in that moment in time. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of bottle service clubs, so it wouldn't then make sense for me to then start engaging in crazy raves, you know, which aren't in line with that because it's kind of like I'm confusing my cool audience.
No, that's interesting. I think that's a good point for anybody anywhere, right? To just like know what to say yes and no to in terms of what you want your future to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
And what you want your brand and you know, just whole self to speak to everybody else and it's from the outside.
100%, yeah.
That makes sense. What are like some of your favorite clubs to play there, just in London?
I think Ministry is incredible.
Oh yeah,
I've played at Ministry. Tape is a club I play at on Fridays.
Okay, I always hear cool things, and they seem to book like every dope rapper and all kinds of people. Right.
I love playing at Tape. It's just one of those places where, even though it's a bottle service club, people really party in that club. Yeah, and the Afro beats and Amapiano goes off really well in there. That even the drill, like you can really experiment in that club, and people kind of get it. You know?
That's dope.
So that's one club that I love playing at. Lux, of course. I was at Cirque for quite a while.
Oh man, I went there right before I left. What the hell?
Cirque is
I
crazy.
was walking around like, what is going on in here?
Dude, if you think
I was in a beach with like naked, tiny people and huge people and men, women with beards, and there was a lot going on. Dude, it was amazing.
You think that Cirque is crazy, bro? You're going to think The Box is...
I've seen London? That too. Oh. No, actually, I went to the New York one, but...
That place is nuts,
The
bro.
DJ at Cirque was pretty dope, too. I can't remember his name.
Charles Prince?
Wait, what was it?
Charles Prince?
Yeah, I think so. He was on a USB stick only, but playing hip-hop.
That would have been Flow then. If it's USB, it would have been Flow.
I'm pretty sure he was only USB and killing it, though, like with the hip-hop. And, you know, he's playing very open format in a way, more on the hip-hop tip. But it's like a lot of people are like, I can't DJ this style on a USB. And I'm like, this dude's doing it.
Yeah, that shout to Flow.
Yeah, and he knew his music. He knew the timings on things. Even if he wasn't mixing it, like the way he did it still creatively worked, even if he was slamming it like New York style.
Yeah, he's great, man. A lot of those guys that, you know, in that circuit, there's the same like 4 or 5 guys doing the entire circuit. So but they're all great DJs, man. So... You know.
Yeah, it was cool. D. James took me there and showed me around, and
James is killing it as well, man. Shout out to James.
Oh, James, man, he's coming on here one day. But yeah, he's been in Nigeria making an album, and doing all this Afrobeat stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Just so dope.
Yeah, he deserves that stuff as well, man. Like,
he puts in
work. A lot of effort. Yeah.
Oh yeah, his videos and all that. His hair.
The
hair gel to the side, you know. No,
salute DJ. Man.
Salute, man. You're the man. So what about like music wise? Like like you said, oh, there's stuff I want to play here, but I can't play there. Like, is there any, because I even remember going to the club to play with you, and I had downloaded all this UK stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't even drop this. Like, I'll play one of it, it doesn't really work. They want to hear like the American stuff, or they want to hear stuff they know quick mixed, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
Is there music, not necessarily at that club, but wherever, like that works for you when you're DJing in London that might not work here?
I think so, yeah. Like the UK based stuff, like the UK drill. You know, the UK drills, you know, some of the UK drill works here, like the Central C stuff.
Yeah,
right?
that's blown up. It's crazy.
But I'd say generally like UK rap, it works over there. And, you know, I've played in clubs over here. It doesn't work as much, translate as much.
Right.
It's understandable though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think also I'm not sure if Amapiano's huge over here, but Amapiano's pretty big over there in the UK. Dope. Like Asake, you know.
Oh yeah, so cool.
Asake's, he's killing it. He's like, his come up's been huge in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So like Sungba, that kind of stuff. I think I kind of feel like it's slowly catching on a bit more over here now.
It is, yeah.
Afrobeats is getting.
I'll play Saturday night at that lounge, no dance floor spot. I play a ton of it, you know, and people dance to it. But in a mainstream, whatever kind of hip hop club, it's hard to work it in. It has to be a big song.
Exactly, man.
Or like in Vegas or something. You know, it's a bit too mellow for like a cryo gun or something. But yeah, I love it. I love that sound. And I love how in London, I feel like people are more open to that kind of sound.
Yeah, definitely. I also feel like, you know, if it helps to flip the script over here, you can probably get away with, for example, in Vegas, playing a bit more of that hardcore EDM, hip hop remixy stuff. Yeah. Over there, I wouldn't get away with playing that without a few heads turning and
people just looking at you like,
dude,
what are you
playing?
Doing?
Like, what I try and do is I try and drop in a couple classics from like Avicii here and there.
Yeah.
You know, from nostalgia kind of thing.
Yes.
Wake me up. Which I still think works. However, like going ham on that EDM sound, I just don't think it works over there. So yeah. But over there, like the UK drill stuff is big. It's really popular. Right. Yeah.
Dope. There's always something about the UK and just drums and bass. You know what I mean? It's like whether it's drum and bass literally or like the UK drill or dubstep or, you know, you guys always love some crazy drums with some crazy bass.
Like Skrillex kind of vibes, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his new track's crazy. Like Killers in the Jungle. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't even know that song.
Oh, it's pretty dope. I don't know how the hell I'm going to play it, but I'm like, I have to figure out a way.
Nice description, though.
It just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, you'll hear it. I'll play it for you after. But so a lot of these clubs, like you were saying, you do like a lot of celebrities come in, or rappers, or people from America, or people from all over. I saw you post some crazy posts with Cuba Gooding Jr., who is notorious for being insane in nightclubs all over the world. And like
some of the craziest videos with that guy.
Yeah, Deezus and Mero like would have these clips that they'd play of like him saying the craziest shit. So what happened? Like, what? I mean, do you have a story about that night, or what was going on?
He was drunk every night. Like he came to the club every single night for like 3 weeks because he was doing Chicago, in the West End.
Oh, right? Okay.
And so he was there for like ages, and then we somehow became friends.
Yeah.
And we just hung out every day, and I was like, "Yo, this dude's fucking nuts, man!" Like,
how is he alive?
Yeah, and I just see him every day, and it's funny because I've got this one video of me and him walking down Oxford Street at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
No, it's like probably later than that, after the club. And it's the funniest video ever, bro. And I tried posting it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then it got community guideline violation. And they had to take
Why? Because of what he was saying?
Yeah, he said some profanity, which obviously I can't repeat, but it's I'll have to show you off camera, but it's the funniest video, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll probably show my kids one day and they'll be like, what? What? He's a character, bro. He's a character.
Yeah, he seems like he gets out of control. What about like, you know, sometimes we deal with things, you know, out here in these bottle service clubs of like club owners or managers trying to control what you play, or like giving you sort of bad advice. Like, have you ever dealt with that, or how do you handle like any of that? Does that happen, or they kind of trust you to do your thing?
Early on in my career, I'd say so. Now,
more early is what I'm referring to.
Now I'm more so like just left to do whatever I want. Like they know me. They know that this dude doesn't ever play anything left. He doesn't go rogue in his sets. Like, you know, I'll try a bit of risk here and there, but it's all part of the set.
Right.
But early in my career, yeah, you know, you're going to get dictated to, I feel, because that level of trust hasn't been established yet between the club and yourself.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. Like what, I think, I mean, how do you establish that level of trust? I feel like you just kind of show them, you know, what's up. Like with what you're saying, like your ability to take risks and like fly close to the sun, but not get burned or something, right? Yeah. Like, you know what you're doing. Don't get too drunk, like things like that. Yeah,
I feel like it's consistency in your sets.
Yeah.
It's also, I think like social media is a big thing. You know, if all of the club owners are following you, they're seeing the kind of brand and the kind of stuff you're putting out there.
True.
If you're just posting stupid memes all day and you just come across as a joker, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a fine balance with, you know, taking your career seriously and posting stuff that has no relation to your career whatsoever constantly. Yeah. So I feel as though building trust with them comes from little things like this, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel as though with what I've done, it's always been very consistent in terms of how I present myself online, or you know, in terms of my sets as well, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of come over time. But now, I experiment all the time. Like, you know, even when you came to play on my birthday at Lux, I heard you do some stuff that I thought was crazy, and it worked.
Right.
It worked, and it was acceptable.
Yeah.
And you even inspired me in a way. It's like, yo, like I have not played that song in 3 years. And I started putting it into my set.
Nice.
Like, and that's because of you, bro.
Oh, that's dope.
And so,
what song was it? I don't even know.
Can't remember. I think it was a rock record. I can't remember. Okay. But it's one of those I probably would have played at Toy Room at the time, because they had like certain people there at that time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean by like taking those risks, but calculated ones that you know you can come back from if it doesn't go well, but probably it will. But giving people something to remember a little bit different from everyone else, but still fitting yourself in the box enough where the club trusts you and knows that you'll help them make money and help them have a successful night and brand and represent them right, you know?
And that's exactly what it
I think that's what, you know, like we take for granted because we've known it, but a lot of people listening and up-and-coming DJs, you know, they're trying to figure out that thing and find their own style. And yeah, it's almost like you got to copy other people while inventing your own things at the same place, and then you come into your own.
Exactly. Like, we're all made up of different people and being inspired by different people.
And influences.
So, exactly, man.
Exactly. We're all, as much as we want to be original, we all have those influences. And same thing, every time I hear someone, I'm like, I haven't played that song, or the way he did that, or the way she did that, that was so dope. Like, I need to do that, you know? So, even this week I heard people playing a couple house songs that I was like, I forgot about that, or what is that? And I got my Shazam handy. It's not above me to I'll click auto Shazam sometimes, just put it in my pocket.
You asked me about a record that I was playing off, I think.
Probably. Yeah. And I learned a lot that night. I was Shazamming. I'll take pictures of the screen and be like, okay, I got to get this for later.
But to be fair, like a lot of DJs that come over from the States that come and check in with me in London. They're probably learning about a lot of new music from Europe, which is been playing over here. I've given crates to like DJs all the time. Like, I'm so cool with that kind of shit. Like,
that's great. Yeah, me too. I love sharing.
Bro, I don't care, bro.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
Same. I mean, because everyone's gonna execute it differently anyway.
You're like, look, man. In my head, I'm like, yo, you're a good DJ. You're doing your thing. You'll probably find that shit yourself anyway. Like,
right. You make it easier for you.
It's not like I'm gatekeeping entire genre, you know what I mean?
Yes, true. Wait, something you texted me before we started was that some dude in the UK tipped you a couple $100, but you didn't know if it was real or not. Like in American money, like it's just counterfeit. It's kind of a good idea. Just bring counterfeit American money around the world because no one will know. You're like, here you go,
bro.
You're like, it's a little small.
I had to. I'll explain why. Because that tape, right?
Okay.
You know, you have those guns that have fake money in it.
Yes.
And so at the end of the night, there was fake American dollars all over the floor.
Like Usher bucks with like his face on it. Or
whatever. But it was actually legit like copies of American $100 bills.
Oh, wow.
All over the floor, right?
And that was fake.
Yeah, that was fake, right? And so someone's giving me an actual $100, and I'm like, oh, did you just get this off the floor? And so I'm like, I'll message my sister who lives in North Carolina, and I'm like, yo, Ange, is this real? And she's like, yeah, it's real. I'm like, you sure? Because I don't want to come over here and try and spend it and look like a dick. Like, excuse my language. But yeah. Like,
no, you can say whatever you want. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's actually happened to me here, though. Someone tipped me few $100s and it was fake. And I didn't know. It looked so real. I went out. I was like, yeah, I don't know what, $200-300 to play a song. And I went out the next day and I tried to go to like Jones on Third or some place, and I gave them the $100 bill, and they do that thing where they put it up to the light and they put the thing, and they were like, this is fake. No. And I was like, no, it's not. And they're like, yeah, this is fake. I'm like, yo, this dude just tipped me
you, bro.
$300 fake $100 bills. And they're like, take it to the bank and they'll give you a new one. And I was like, that seems like really weird logic. I'm like, are you trying to get me arrested? I'm like, I don't think I'm just going to throw it in the garbage. I just kept it in my house and had fake money. I don't know. Nothing.
Maybe try and spend it somewhere else.
Well, this was probably like 10 years ago. I don't know what happened. It was like a souvenir at that point. But I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt like an idiot, too. I'm at the front like, it's fake? Like, for real? Like, I feel like I'm in a movie.
It was cool. I mean, it was real. So I spent it.
Yeah. You spent it. Okay.
Yeah. I went to where Tender Greens is on there.
Oh, like, nice.
Checking the gold. Yeah.
Little Tender Greens pickup. Dope. Well, so speaking of like, you know, like we kind of were getting to that point about getting gigs, and, you know, we talked about how you've gotten gigs all over the world at this point, and you do everything from just these, you know, super bottle service spots to private events to whatever. And how, you know, I've talked to other DJs about this, like how much of that do you think is skills versus relationships? Because I know you are very skilled. Like, I've seen you DJ, like, you know how to do everything. You know what I mean? You can cut, you can scratch, you can mix things, you can blend, you have good taste. Like,
that means a lot coming from you, bro.
Well, I mean, it's true. You're like, you know what you're doing. Like, you're a good DJ. But as we both know, even, you know, I practice too, but like my whole life leading up to this, but sometimes relationships can also be a big part of it too. Like, that's a part of getting gigs too.
Yep. It very much so, man. I know DJs that, you know, that are better than me, skills wise.
Me too. Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sure maybe they could be even better than me and deliver a better set than me. I'm sure I'm not like the best DJ in the world. I'm good for what I'm doing. Right.
Yeah.
But I feel as though maybe they lack, that extra push, because maybe they're not willing to network and get themselves out there because they're too in their heads about just the talent. And that's not what it's about, man, because it's like, you know, being open-minded to opportunities through connecting with people. Like, for me, I've been coming to LA for like 20 years and meeting DJs. And that's why, like, out here, there's so many DJs that know about me as one of the UK DJs' names that comes up often is myself, like when they come over to London. And that makes me feel great, because at least, you know, they're kind of remembering me and say, yo, this guy's been coming to LA for so many years. Yeah. When I go to London, yo, I can hit up Fricktion. Yep. Similar situation with, you know, you hitting me up. Of course. July,
you're one of the first people I thought to hit up. For sure.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
I think the networking thing is huge, because, you know, connecting with so many DJs over here enabled me to be able to play in so many venues over here. You know, some Vegas, New York, and Miami. I feel as though it would have been a lot harder had even like half of the DJs not known who I was. Yeah. So prior to me doing all those gigs, all of those DJs that now know me knew me already at that point.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. I did like an interview a couple days ago for something, and they were asking me what, you know, I was up at Sundance DJing, and it was the same kind of thing. I've been going there over 15 years, and I was trying to, and they said, what would I say to younger DJs trying to do what I'm doing out there? And it was a similar thing where sometimes you just have to go to the place and be there, and don't expect to just be given the gig or be booked and that's why you're going to go. Sometimes it's good just to meet people and go and be around what you want. And just the same way you're here today and you're like, I'm in LA. We're like, boom, let's do a podcast. Okay, you might stay longer and go to this other club or go meet it with an A&R. Like, it's just good to be around. And as much as it feels like, whoa, I can't just spend money and go do that. Like, you never know who you're going to meet, how it's going to change your life. And sometimes you really have to just put yourself out there and be in the place and be accessible.
100%, bro. And I feel like just piggybacking off what you just said about the money, honestly, for over 10 years, I pretty much spent probably 90% of all of the money I was making from DJing, putting it back into things like traveling to here and paying for hotels, renting a car, you know, airplanes, all of that kind of stuff. And, you know, at the end of it, I wasn't making ridiculous money from DJing back then.
Yeah.
You know? I was making enough for me to hit zero. I wasn't saving anything. But I think somewhere in my head, I'm thinking, yo, if I just keep on doing this, something somewhere has to give, where it's like, yo, like the relationships are built to the point where something has to give. And it did, to the point where things started to take off, you know?
Right.
But, you know, I was constantly reinvesting everything I made into being able to be out here, and people like yourself know who I am. Yeah. Because, you know, if now you're coming to London, my name's one of the first names that comes up. So that's amazing feeling for me. Yeah. Because it's like, oh shit, that what I was doing back then actually worked.
Right. It's like you're coming out here like building like a house out of bricks, slowly, brick by brick, you know, and then after a while, like you have a solid wall, which is like your relationship with all the people. And, you know, you have a solid reputation, I think, and like rapport with everybody. And that's something that, I think people are impatient nowadays and maybe want things so fast, or they see things happen right away, but they don't realize a lot of the work that goes into it, a lot of the relationships, and it just takes a long time, you know, and you got to be patient mixed with confidence, not let the, like, even if it takes a long time, let that, like, self-doubt eat away. You'd be like, no, I'm doing this for a reason, you know, not just to, like, be cool for one night on Instagram or something.
Man, 100%, bro. I think, like, when I was coming here early days, I wasn't really being overly persistent in trying to DJ everywhere. Like, obviously, I wanted to DJ at a few spots here and there, but I was very much, I feel like, in a way, I kind of had LA on a pedestal, in a way.
Well, I'm sure anywhere like that when you're far away, you know what I mean?
And I'm
like,
18 years old, you know. So I kind of had, I guess, LA on a pedestal in a way, because I'd grown up listening to Dre and West Coast music. And so for me, I was kind of in awe of the DJs and, you know, that I grew up on and stuff. So just meeting them and kind of talking to them and getting advice from some of those guys. And now they're kind of my friends now. Yeah. So that's so cool.
Super cool.
And naturally, gigs came naturally. Right. You know? Maybe one or two were from me really being persistent. Yo, can I play? Yeah. You know, when I'm like 19, being a pest or whatever. But, you know, majority of them come naturally, and that's the way I'd rather things to happen, you know?
Yeah, and that leads to more longevity, I think. Rather than just like, I got to do this thing, I'll put on my resume and never going to happen again. Like, you have a consistent relationship with a lot of people and can go all over the place now and, you know, all that. So, all right, that's dope. I think that a lot of people will get, you know, some knowledge out of that part of gems, things. And some other thing, you know, we're trying to teach people here, but also you told me you taught people music production and DJing in prison. Like, you were not in prison, but you would go to the prison, right?
I taught in a prison, man. So there was a point in my...
What was that like, and how did that come about? And
I think it was like, there was a point in my career where I was making very little money from DJing, and I was making very little money from music production. Right. It's when I left university, and when I went to university, I studied music, and then I went to another college for another 2 years to study advanced music production. Oh, wow. And I was actually in the same class as a guy called Benny Scars, and he manages Santan Dave.
Oh, really?
The rapper in the UK.
Okay, nice.
And he's huge, Santan Dave. Yeah. And so me and Benny were in the same class, and when I left, I was kind of lost in a way, because I wasn't really making any money, and then my cousin encouraged me to do a teaching course so I could teach in a college. So I started teaching in the college for a couple of years. The students are so ill-mannered and just not concentrating. I couldn't even deal with it, to the point where I got offered in a prison, and they were a lot more well-behaved in a prison than they were in actual college.
What?
That's crazy I feel as though it's, you know, it's a privilege for them to get out of their cell to then be in a class making beats. Right. So I was teaching like for 2 years. Wow. It's mad, because like one of the two prisoners from that time still come to the club now when I'm DJing.
That's what I was wondering. Like, did any of them kind of make it in music or come hang out, or?
Nah, I think some of them probably still trapping, bro.
Right.
But like,
wow.
Yeah, I think most of them probably are. It's quite funny.
That's crazy. Amazing. Would you ever think about teaching again in any form or fashion?
I'll never say never, bro. Not right now. Maybe in the future when I'm old and my legs don't work.
Right. Now you're focused on music production and stuff like that. And, you know, you've already done some pretty crazy things, like Can you break down your relationship with Kendrick Lamar? I read an article where he was shouting you out and talking about different things you played for him and telling him things about RZA lyrics and he could flip it and stuff like that. Like, what's the story behind that?
Man, and that's basically from me being in LA for so many years consistently. I always wanted to know about the up and coming rappers from LA.
Right.
You know, being a big West Coast rap fan.
Yeah.
So I'd heard about like Tyga really early on, YG, and like in 2007, I'm hearing about this rapper Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
But not like kind of crazy industry level, just like in the streets.
Right.
Because I'd go down to Compton in the studio here and there, and the guys in the streets over there would mention his name. And I was like, all right, cool, I want to meet him. And he's not even on Twitter at this point, right? Wow. And so I kind of strike up a friendship with him where we talk here and there. I've met him a couple of times, gone to his house.
Crazy.
And yeah, so I played him a bunch of beats. He like cut one of them, never came out. And at the time, I was being mentored by RZA from Wu-Tang, who's got a house in Tarzana. Out here.
Crazy.
You know, he wasn't in New York anymore because he was focused on film.
Yeah.
So it made sense for him to be in California.
Right.
So I was working with RZA quite a bit and, you know, being mentored by him. And I ended up recording about 4 or 5 records with him. One with Talib Kweli, another one with Noriega.
Oh, it's incredible.
I got a record with like Ghostface, and I never released any of the songs.
Wow.
Right. And he gave me the authorization to like, yo, you can put them out. They're your songs. I never released them. I still got them. Right. And so I'm talking to Kendrick and I'm like, yo, I got these songs. What you think of them? And he loves the songs I've done with RZA. And he asked me if he can flip one of my own songs for his album on Section 80 before Dre signed him. Yeah. Right? Crazy. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And so that's the record on Section 80 is called Ronald Reagan Era. That's the name of the song. So yeah, so that kind of like the way that came about with those vocals was initially through my own song.
How crazy.
Yeah, and so we kind of like just stayed in touch, and then he became a superstar, and I didn't hear from him for a long time, as you probably could imagine.
Yes.
But it's crazy. I saw him 2 months ago in London.
You did?
Yeah, and he had crazy security around him, and no one can get to him. And I was at this after party. He sees me, he stops and comes and like hugs me. He's like, yo, Fricktion, how's your mom and dad? And I'm like, yo.
No way.
Yeah.
Yo, that sounds like him. You know, that's how I would picture like he would be, you know, like he doesn't seem like the kind of person that would forget anybody that was played a part in his journey, you know?
Yeah.
That's super dope to hear.
Crazy, man. Even my beat tag is him.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Fricktion about to go ham.
That's nuts. I didn't realize that. That's
Kendrick
How
Lamar,
dope. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I remember probably the first time I ever saw him live or even really knew who he was at Coachella when Dr. Dre performed. I don't know if it was Eminem or something happened where Dr. Dre brought out this guy, Kendrick Lamar, and everyone was like, who is this guy? You know?
2011, that would have been.
Yeah, I remember being there. I was watching. I'm like, and then it was like from there, it was just like rocket ship.
Crazy.
He killed it.
The industry hugged him, man.
Yeah.
But I met this guy in 2007, bro.
That's nuts.
2007, man. I met him. So no one knew who it was because at that time, the guys coming up around them was Glasses Malone, J-Rock from TDE, Schoolboy Q hadn't even like blown. Tyga hadn't even blown. He had the Lollipop song out and the Lime and the Coconut. What if you know that song?
Yes.
He had that one. He had. I don't think he even was with Cash Money then.
Right.
So
it's crazy. There's so many West Coast rappers. I mean, J-Rock has been coming up, you know, and he has that Win song and some of them.
Yeah.
Glasses Malone's been around for a long time. Definitely, he's dope. I haven't heard like a, big, huge song in a while, but who else? Like Bishop Lamont.
I was hanging out with Bishop a lot, bro.
I've done some songs with him back around then. I was doing stuff probably like early 2000s, like come to my studio, like in my parents' garage type of thing. And we would do stuff when I had an underground hip hop group. But that's crazy. He was so dope. He still is. I think he's still putting stuff out.
Bishop was great, man. Like I had a record
one of the
with
best.
him, which I never put out. I don't know. Who knows? I'll probably put them out.
What are you
going
gonna do with all this stuff? Come on.
Bro, I'm gonna release it. I just feel as though it needs to have its time. I don't like forcing things, bro. You know? Yes. I just feel as though if I just put it out then when I was like 22, I just don't think it will have done the justice as much as probably more in more recent times because I'm very much in that energy, you know?
Totally,
Whereas back then I was trying to find myself and, I just don't think it would have made sense.
Right.
You know?
So then what, I mean, that's incredible. And then what about the RZA thing? You kind of just casually mentioned that he was your mentor, but like that sounds huge. How did you meet him? What did you guys do together?
So I met him in London, and Wu-Tang were performing in concert, and I was young, bro. Like I was probably like 21 or 22. I can't remember. I went to the concert and I somehow got myself in backstage.
Yeah.
As you do.
Right.
And I said to my friend Raj, I'm like, yo, I want to do a mixtape called The Golden Chamber. And it's the golden era of hip hop, which is like really late 80s, early 90s to like 94, 5.
Right.
There's that little period, the golden era of hip hop. Yeah. And we call it the Golden Chamber mixtape.
Okay, it sounds
And we
dope.
get all of the members of the Wu to host it.
Right.
And he's like, yo, you're deluded. You're never going to get every single member of the Wu to host it. I'm like, I bet you I will, right? So I grab a mic and I literally stalk these guys at their hotel in London after the show. And I've got the script. I'm like, yo, I need you to say this. Yo, Jizza, I need you to say this. Yo, you God, I need you to say this. And they did it, bro. They actually did the whole script. So I'll release this mixtape called The Golden Chamber Mixtape. XXL gives it 5 stars.
What?
It ends up going viral.
Crazy.
Elliot Wilson posts it on Rap Radar, and it gets like crazy amount of downloads. And so
I gotta hear this. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it went crazy, and so off the back of it, I ended up just becoming good friends with RZA. So every time I'd go to LA, I'd go to his house and try and play chess with him. He'd beat me every time.
Mystery of chess boxing.
Yeah, like it was great times, bro. And so yeah, I'd go to his Wu mansion over in New Jersey, and just met the other guys as well through him. Became good friends with Raekwon off the back of it. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, so he started mentoring me like around those times. Yeah.
That's so cool. Wow. Yeah. You still talk to him at all?
Not as much as I used to, but I still got contact with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I did like a few years ago, I did a mixtape with Kendrick.
Oh, you did?
California Love, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which Kendrick hosted.
Oh, crazy.
It's available for free on the internet. You can get it for free.
I gotta peep that too.
So it's kind of like all your classic West Coast rap songs, and even from the samples to West Coast block into California
so
Love
dope.
and all that kind of stuff.
All right, we gotta post that. Everybody listening, we gotta check these
dope,
out.
Yeah.
I did my research and I didn't even know that, so I gotta check it. That sounds dope. And then what about what are you trying to do? What are some of your present projects that you can talk about for music, and some of your future goals with it?
At the moment, I'm focused very much on music production, and I have signed an artist called Young Dave, half Spanish Colombian. You met him the day.
I DJ'd for him in London. I heard his music. I looked it up before and after, listened to it. Really dope.
Yeah, I found him in the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, in fact. So I was looking for an artist to work with.
Right. How would you describe? You described it to me, and it was pretty on point.
Yeah, he's kind of like a UK Bad Bunny that does some drill vibes as well.
Right.
So he's similar to Central C in a way.
Yeah, but kind of its own thing.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Yeah, like he's in that kind of realm,
right?
Know?
Yeah.
So I was, I always kind of wanted to work with an artist that I'd found myself, helped nurture, get him signed, produce his project, and so I was looking for like so many different rappers over the pandemic, because I'm not DJing, I'm in the studio every day.
Totally.
And I found him on YouTube when he was like 16 years old, and it's over 3 years ago now. And in that time, we just made so many songs. We're like 100 songs in deep.
Wow.
And we're just trying to figure out what's to move, how we're going to get you signed, how we're going to try and get the music out.
Yeah.
I didn't have money to give him. He didn't have money.
Right.
And so I went to Mams.
Okay.
Right? And
always go to Mams. That's the rule.
Yeah, go to Mams. Go to Mams. I went to Mams. When I met Mams, I'm like, yo, bro, I got this rapper. I think he's incredible. I think he's a star. And he was sold on the first song I played him. And KSI has got a record label called TOT, the Online Takeover.
Okay.
So we signed Young Dave to KSI's label.
Oh, okay.
And
great.
Yeah, the first single, Canada Fur, it's on 2 million streams now. So
That's
his
huge.
first single did 2 million streams. It's 1.4 million on YouTube, which is unheard of for like
just an unknown.
Yeah, unless it's some viral TikTok hit.
Yeah, totally.
So he's huge. Like the next single's coming out, I think, in 2 months. We're excited about him. He ended up performing at Wembley in front of 20,000 people.
Wow.
His first ever show. He nailed it. Yeah, he's someone that I think is gonna have a great future, man.
Yeah.
But individual projects I'm working on as well. I'm doing UK rappers, a guy called Suspect, you know, and yeah, I've got the other records that I've done in the past with Noriega, Raekwon, Stars P, that kind of stuff. So,
dope.
Yeah, man.
Nice, man. And so, I mean, it sounds like you're just constantly working on beats and ideas and songs and
every day,
and you know, like meeting up with different songwriters or A&Rs or artists. Dope. Well, good thing you're here. So anybody listening, connect with them. And what about, like you mentioned earlier, like social media and how it's part of your brand and different things like that. And, you know, I follow you on everywhere, I think, but I actually just found your TikTok a day ago. I didn't realize sometimes it's hard. Like I'm not on there as much. So, but you seem pretty active on there too. Like you have some big videos. Seem like you've been building it up. So I guess what are the top social media networks that you focus on right now, and how do they play a role in your career?
I think like a lot of DJs, Instagram is probably my main one, especially for contacts, that kind of thing.
Right. Same.
I feel as though they all got different purposes, though. I'm trying to build my YouTube at the moment. I did a remix to Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana, into a drill record that did like 250,000 views.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Super dope.
Which is pretty cool, man. I got like quite a few subscribers off that. And then I kind of feel like they all have their purposes.
Yes.
I think TikTok's great for random people to discover you if you go viral. But I sometimes feel it just doesn't translate over to Instagram. You know, you can build your following over there, but I just don't feel like it translates to Instagram. So
I agree. I mean, I don't know fully, YouTube. But they're different. Yeah, I think they're all different. I mean, I think some of the most successful people cater to each. It's a lot, but cater to each platform. You know what I mean? I even watched this morning some little Twitter thread about those Lotus cars, you know, like that car, like they have a TikTok and an Instagram, and they're so different. Like the TikTok is just literally nonsense memes, but like they get 8 million views, and then their Instagram is like super polished, like a driver on a course, you know, and it works for them, I guess. So yeah, if you have that much time, you know, and thought
when you get older,
I can't.
You don't have that much time, bro. I don't even have time to like be tweeting that much.
Yeah, it's tough.
I feel as though all of them are so different. Like Twitter, I'll get lucky to get a couple likes here and there.
Right.
You know, maybe a retweet here and there.
Yeah.
People too cool to be like checking in. What were you saying?
I know it's
Instagram,
hard.
I'll get great engagement. TikTok, I do. You know, I don't take it personally. I'm just like, it is what it is. You know?
No, it is what it is. And everybody has different, you know, approaches to it and journeys with it. I was just wondering, because I know like you do have like quite a few followers and you post some good things, you know what I mean? So I didn't know what plays a big role in your life, or you know, which one.
I'm not too crazy about like being sucked into social media, man, because I like try and check in with how I feel as a person, as a human, prior to all of that stuff.
We need that. That's what we've learned so much with the pandemic and everything. I mean, like what do you do for that? Like what are some of your ways to escape the craziness of DJing and the comparison of yourself among, you know, against every other person in our industry and stuff like that?
To be fair, like I don't really compare myself to other people. Like people,
that's good. That's healthy.
I've done it in the past.
Right. I think we all do. It's a human being. It's how we probably grow up learning, you know, and then later it like bites us, you know, it's like it starts out as like a quality and then ends up as a negative thing because we're like comparing too much. And then with social media, it's like exponential and it ruins your, I don't know, creativity and
like even
motivation.
Your self-esteem. It's like, I grew up being compared to my cousins, you know,
right.
Just every little aspect of my life, like I was compared to cousins. So, you know, even growing up, like you can have self-esteem issues from that kind of stuff. So, you know, I've probably done it as a DJ as well. But as you grow and you learn to become like a better human being, it's like, why do I want to do that to myself?
Right.
You know? And so like I'm in a very peaceful place in my life. And so, and I could say that because in previous years I haven't been. You know, maybe I have been a bit more toxic 10 years ago or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I have done some toxic stuff here and there. Maybe. You know? I'm sure I have. Everyone has. And so I feel as though the social media thing, bro, it's essential for my career, like a lot of DJs. But I don't the second that I kind of feel a certain type of way, I just get off it.
Right.
You know,
good.
I read a lot of books. I'm listening to like Audible a lot.
Yeah.
You know, every day.
Good? Any recommendations?
Yeah, bro. Like I listen to like the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. You know.
Okay.
I like what else? The Wayne Dyer stuff's pretty amazing.
Okay, what is it? I'm writing this down.
The power of Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm getting a bit too like philosophical, man.
No, it's good, man. I think that's great.
But these kind of things, like I listen to like audiobooks, I'm going to YouTube and just listen to motivational things and just ensure that when I'm waking up, I'm not looking at my phone. I'll wait the first hour. Your brain's in kind of like alpha mode and, you know, most impressionable. So I try and keep it like that, you know. And bro, to be fair, all of these kind of things, they work. Going to the gym, ensuring that you're getting your endorphins.
True.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I know they seem like common sense and simple, but I think a lot of people don't do it, and then they focus on what's wrong and just get in a hole or something, you know.
And you know what, bro? That's right, because I've done that.
Yeah, we all have.
Exactly that. I've done that. I've probably had a rut of a couple of months and sat there thinking about everything that's going wrong in my life, looking at what next DJ's doing. But I'm like, yo, we've got different lives.
Yeah.
He probably had a struggle that I never had, and he's being rewarded for it or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm being rewarded for all of the stuff I do in America because of something else. So everything, circumstances are different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel as though as I get older as well, I just don't care about a lot of shit.
Right.
To be honest, I just don't care. I've become so blasé about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That you could say the same thing to me 10 years ago, I'd probably engage in a conversation about it.
Right, I know what you mean.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you kind of figure out what's important to you and what warrants your time.
Exactly that, bro. Time is, like, for me, bro, time and my internal happiness is more important to me than anything. Like, monetary value, doing some gig somewhere that I begged or wanted to do 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't care about that stuff even half as much as how I feel.
Right.
You know, and that's what DJing does, because, bro, I was doing 7 nights a week for the best part of 7 years in the West End.
Right.
And I made a ton of money from it, which is great, but I burnt out and I feel as though I lost a part of myself and my essence of who I was, right? And I stopped, bro.
Yes.
I literally let go of 5 residencies and I'm like, I'm not doing this like this no more. I'm just going to do 2 and I'm going to do what I want to do, which I always wanted to do music production. I wanted to hang out with my parents a bit more, you know.
Yeah.
And the purpose behind me doing 7 nights a week for the best part of 7-8 years, it wasn't for me to be the best DJ in the world. It wasn't for me to look, you know, try and crush other DJs.
Yeah.
It was essentially, I was doing it because of personal reasons, you know, for my family and trying to help my family and stuff.
Right. I know that's big to you. I know you've done some great things for your parents.
Appreciate that, bro. And so the moment that happened, the moment that I was able to do that is when I took the step back and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to focus on me now.
Right.
And that's when I started to notice, I'm starting to look better. I look younger now than I did probably 10 years ago.
Right.
You know, and so my body works a bit better now, you know, in a way. My muscles don't hurt as much. So, and I notice all of these little nuances about myself, and that comes through self-awareness.
Right.
You know?
That's cool. I think that's so important. And like, I think that's something that's almost, it's in all of the DJ world and the music world, but there's something that's a bit extra in the open format DJ world, which, yes, everyone from the outside would be like, oh, come on, stop being, you know, like a bitch about it or whatever. But like, really, same thing. I was at points where I was doing 5-7 nights a week every night. And like, you do, in a way, even if you don't burn out, there is an element of losing who you are. If somebody goes, what's your favorite kind of thing to play? And you're like, I've been catering to all these other people forever. You lose a piece of it in a way, because that's your job as an open format DJ, is to be a chameleon and adjust to all these things and be able to do it. But in a way, if you're really good at it, you almost become camouflage, and then you can't find yourself, and you have to like pull out and go, wait, who am I within all of this? And like otherwise, what's the point of all of it, and what's the end game and all that? And yes, you want the money and it's good, but yes, I think that's such an important lesson, and something that where you have to find those things you love, or, you know, and like how other DJs get to play the music they make or something. So it's a little bit different. They can get burnt out maybe on too many shows, but
I feel as though like I've got like a good balance of that stuff now, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
I don't make as much money as I used to. At one point I was doing really well. Like, I'm still doing enough that I'm grateful for what I'm doing, I'm living and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel as though I'm generally very much more peaceful inside my head. Like, you know, I don't feel as much as maybe I did 10 years ago.
Right. But I mean, we've lost people to suicide. We've lost people to burning out. We were talking earlier about people, you know, we know that aren't, that need to take breaks. Like there's a reason, you know,
bro, like so I think you're doing the right thing. I've gone through depression from all of that stuff. So like, you know, I understand how all of that stuff feels, and, you know, I don't want to ever be able to, I guess, project that onto a relationship or, you know, even kids, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like deep about that kind of stuff. So, you know, like me growing up, bro, like, I guess, probably like a lot of DJs, I grew up not with very much, you know, and like it is for a lot of DJs. And so I grew up appreciating very small things, like really, really minor things. As I said, like me coming here, I'd appreciate just seeing grass, American grass, bro, you know? And so like, I would just like suck in the smallest little thing. Right. And so there was like, yo, you get excited about the smallest little thing. I'm like, I'm not hyper, bro. I'm just, I remember what I came from. Yep. So I'm not used to being given much. I'm not used to people putting like saying, yo, here's a gig for you. Yo, here's the X amount of money. I'm not used to that, bro. Yeah. And now when it happens, I'm like, yo, shit, I made that happen, you know? Right. So that's that feeling. That's important. Yeah. That's cool. And it's a good outlook to hold on to, I think. And bro, like, you know, that, like I said, the purpose behind me doing it is really for my family, bro. Like, you know, my parents, I wanted to retire them. And so in 2019, I was able to like help them and move. And my sister lives in America. She's a single mother of 4 kids. So she struggles financially as well. So like, you know, there's that kind of pressure as well. So the reasoning behind me doing this, everything that I was doing, wasn't to be like a superstar DJ. If I ended up becoming that off the back of it, great. Right. But it was more so like me thinking, look, I'm doing well from this. I'm good at what I do. I'm making money. Let me just do as much as I can do. So they're good. The moment that they're good, I'm going to pull back and then focus on me a little bit and do what I really want to do. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing in the last couple of years. Right. You know, that's so great. I'm in that energy now. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. What about like, I saw, you know, you do so much stuff that my list is like endless, but I know you DJ for like sports events too. Yeah. On the KSI thing. The boxing thing. The boxing thing. Yeah. What's that like? Like, how do you approach that? That's a lot of fun, bro. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. How do you approach those sets, or like, what do you play there? I honestly don't prepare at all. Really? Nope. I don't prepare at all. I just turn up with my laptop and play whatever I feel in the moment. Okay. Because there's no pressure. So, you know, just a bit of background on it. It's Misfits Celebrity Boxing. Okay. It's kind of like a venture between Mams, Taylor, KSI. And so, you know this like Logan Paul versus KSI, and they're talking about this Jake Paul fight as well, eventually as well. It's blown up, bro. Right. Like, it's gotten so big to the point where there's so much demand for it amongst these kids, especially with tying in with the brands and the prime. Yeah, it's crazy. So they've put me on to DJ all of the events, which is incredible for me because I'm doing a crowd which I'm not generally doing on a regular basis, like bottle show clubs. Yeah. So I'm now playing the most obscure songs, right? Right. I played, you know who Sidhu Moosewala is? Who is it? It's a Punjabi rapper. Okay. He's like huge. What's his name? Sidhu Moosewala. Okay, no, I don't know. He's huge. Right. So he, even Drake followed him, and Drake wore his T-shirt. He got murdered. He did? Yeah, in the last. Okay, I do remember that through the Drake thing, sort of. Yeah, so Drake like did a little tribute and wore his T-shirt and stuff. So he's like biggest rapper in India. Huge. Wow. I think he had like the 5th biggest streaming numbers last year or something. That's nuts. So it's like Pop Smoke or something, where he's so huge now, but he got murdered. Dude, he wasn't even able to see his own success. I know, it's so sad as well, because he's only like 28 years old. Crazy, yeah. But anyway, at this KSI event, I played one of his songs, and it's 99% white people. And I'm playing a Punjabi song. I'm Indian myself, so I'm playing a song from my own culture at this event that's televised. And they don't even know who this guy is. And the few Asian, South Asian people that were in the crowd, they're like shocked that Sidhu's being played. Right. And the video went viral. Oh, crazy. Yeah, and that video on my TikTok went viral. People thought that it was fake audio, dubbed audio. It had
like why would you be playing that there? Why would this guy?
I had to do like a reaction video on TikTok and be like, yo, that was real because it was me. And just to let you know, at the next one, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah,
and that video went viral as well.
Oh, crazy.
So I ended up getting like crazy amount of followers off that. And
that's dope.
Yeah. But that's just an example of me not planning the sets and just doing what I feel in that moment.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Super.
Amazing. What is there any other stuff you like to do outside of DJing? You kind of named it already, but I don't know if there's any other hobbies or fun things you do or interests
outside of production and
DJing, just outside of music. I mean, you talked about the gym and all that, so I don't know.
I don't even go to the gym as much as I used to, man. My body's starting to hurt, bro.
Getting older here,
dude. I can't even lift like I used to, bro. I like boxing.
Yeah. Okay.
I like.
You're gonna end up in the ring DJing your own fight,
dude. Man, I'm just past that shit. Yeah, I feel as though just like it's a normal shit. I like the most basic shit, bro. Like,
just like, relaxing because we have such crazy lives,
dude. It's like, you know, I could do the most basic thing, like be sitting in a restaurant and just enjoying my food, and I'm in pure presence.
Yeah,
because I feel like I don't get to experience that as much as I'd like because my life's hectic with all of the other stuff. So the moments I do have to have pure presence, I really experience it.
I think that's important.
And it's the most basic thing of watching a film or something.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Fricktion, you're such a basic dude. I'm like, yeah,
no.
I am, man. What do you want me to say?
I'm happy to be basic. Like, we're going away for spring break and we're going to a place to do nothing for like a week. You know, it's like, I just want to do nothing.
Exactly, bro.
That's my favorite thing ever. Like, if I could stay in a bed for like 48 hours and just recuperate.
Watch Harry Potter or something.
Yes, exactly. Are there any other things you want to kind of like share with the listeners or talk about or promote or anything?
I feel like, you know, for any upcoming DJs, I guess it's probably different now because the dynamic of DJing is so different with controllers and TikTok and stuff and social media DJs. But personally, like if any DJs want my advice and tips on what they can do to progress, I'd personally say just network the hell out of every opportunity.
Yeah.
That's, you know, instead of focusing so much on doing basic mixes, as much as I know a lot of guys like doing that.
Right.
I'm not knocking anyone. I'm just saying focus on building relationships, man.
Yeah.
100%. Because in the long term, that's what's going to build, you know, people forget about a video.
Yeah.
You know?
So true.
But they don't forget the person. If you're a cool ass person and, you know, the way you move is correct, you don't step on people's toes and you follow protocol. I don't think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know,
true.
There's certain rules. So, you know, follow those rules, man. You're good.
Yeah, I think so. Just have that right amount of persistence minus the annoying part. Yeah. And you're good.
Yeah. And that's coming from experience, bro, because I feel as though I probably was annoying at one point.
Right. But I think there's that fine line where, you know, if you're, it's the self-awareness where you said you have. I think some people may not have it, but try to check yourself, you know what I mean, before. But also don't be afraid to put yourself out there and just.
Exactly, man.
Do you know, and talk to the people, do the RZA thing. You know what I mean? Like go up to Wu-Tang and with the mic and ask them all of it. You never know what's going to come out of it. Oh, that's amazing. I got to check that. That's so funny. That's great. Well, yo, where can people find you online and stuff?
At DJ Fricktion on all social media. So it's DJ FRICKTION. Okay. DJfricktion.com.
Dope.
Yeah, man. So I'm out here in LA for the next like 10 days. So I'm just doing my thing.
Okay, amazing. Well, this will probably come out while you're still out here. So
I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah, and yo, thank you so much for taking the time coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
It was so good just getting to know you better and
likewise, man. Spreading
the word of DJ Fricktion to the world.
Yes.
Out here, UK to LA Connect. So yeah, thank you, and
thank you, man.
Let's make some beats and hang on your trip.
Bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna play some beats as well.
Yeah, I want to hear everything.
Let's do it.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right. Thank you to DJ Fricktion coming all the way from the UK in person in Beverly Hills doing this interview. Such a cool dude, such a smart dude, dope DJ, dope producer. Glad we got to chop it up, and glad I get to hang with him in LA for this week. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you write me online at DJ Spider on Instagram, DJSPIDER. The 20 podcast is produced by Beatsource. Join us next week for more interviews as we discuss music that matters to DJs. I'm DJ Spider signing off. Peace.